Steve Kerr described your third quarter of Game 2 as breathtaking. If you were to describe it in one word, what would that word be?
Just impactful in terms of just trying to help us win the game. There's a time where you're trying to exercise the demons of what happened in Game 1 and not let the momentum slip and understanding how Boston plays. We needed to create separation and needed to figure out a way to, really take hold of that game and get back into the series. So there was just a moment you hit a couple big shots, you get a couple good stops, get the ball moving a little bit, get our crowd into it, and we took care of business. So hopefully we can bottle up whatever that was and that momentum, take it on the road, bring it here to Boston, and try to steal Game 3.
Maybe bottle up a little bit of that Jordan Poole half-court shot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Klay Thompson, it means a lot to all of you. I know from talking to you all over the last couple of days to be back on this stage, but for Klay in particular, after everything he's been through, I imagine it means a little bit more. What do you all need to do to help him help himself get going here?
It's a tricky thing is like you don't tell Klay Thompson to do anything different. He's Klay Thompson. We've seen it year after year after year. We've seen it him impact the series with a breakout game. We got a nickname Game 6 Klay for a reason. So there's nothing really in terms of his confidence or anything you need to say to him to help him. It's just a matter of understanding how Boston's defending him and where he can kind of let the game come to him a little bit. They obviously know what he's capable of, and they send a lot of attention his way to keep a body on him. They try not to let him get any clean looks. And so whether he's getting a bunch of shot attempts early or late or wherever it comes in the game, just to be ready for his moment because he knows it's coming. And over the course of a series, I'm not a real gambling man, but I put a lot of money on the fact that Klay's going to have his moment and shine and impact the series in a significant way, and that we can trust on.
I think if history's proven anything, it's
absolutely.
You can probably bet on that. I'm not a gambling person either, but for the last 2 years, Klay went through his own ordeal with injuries, but so did you. You dealt with injuries, losing in a way that you hadn't in a very long time. How did that change your perspective on getting back to this stage?
It just gave me more. I've always had an appreciation and sense of gratitude for all your accomplishments in this league because you understand how hard it is to win. How many things have to kind of go your way, all the work that you have to put in to get to be prepared for those opportunities. The injuries and that 2-year hiatus, it reminds you of all of that. And then once you start to get back on that mission, the way that we started off this season, you realize how much of a marathon it is. And I don't want to take anything for granted in terms of where I'm at in my career, 13 years in, 34, you don't know how many more opportunities you'll get to, one, be on the stage, but B, I feel like I'm in my prime to be able to, take advantage of those opportunities. So there's a lot of emotion and pressure and anxiety and all type of emotions that goes into, this enjoying this moment. And I want to experience all of that because it's what it's all about. It's what playing this game at the highest level it brings out of you.
It's interesting you said that now is your prime because there's some who might say, well, what about the back-to-back MVPs? What makes this different? Why do you say that now?
Just the way I feel, the ability to match, the progression, I think, in terms of my skill set and all that with just the mental awareness of and composure of all the different experiences that I've had. Like, I don't feel like I've lost a step at all, but I understand, there's a lot more for me to do out there on that court, and I appreciate every moment that I get.
Draymond, when he was sitting in that chair just a couple of days ago, he said that he knew that, in his estimation, he was playing with one of the greatest to ever play the game in 2017, 2018, but then in his words, in 2020, that's when you became unstoppable. What do you think of that timeline that he laid out?
He's my ultimate defender. I think it's just, and I appreciate the journey. When you look at, like, from the time this run started in 14, 15 to now, I play the same way, still have the same joy, the same flair for the game, but I think, I don't know, there's just a different sense of peace when it comes to knowing what I can do out there, and it comes with a different demeanor and a different confidence, because you've been through it all before, and you understand that the hardest part is to keep repeating it, keep doing it over and over again, so there's a sense of pride that comes with that, for sure. And I feel like I'm still getting better, so I don't know if that's the mentality I have to keep this thing going for as long as you can. You got to almost like trick yourself into thinking that, you can keep doing this year after year after year.
Yeah, I know the goal is bigger. The goal is another title.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw your face, the jokes, when you won the Western Conference Finals MVP. What would it mean to you to win Finals MVP?
I mean, it would mean everything, because obviously, pretty much means you're winning the series.
Yeah, except
and
for very few times.
I know. And you think about like when Andre won, when KD won his 2. There's just so much joy in that moment. No matter who wins it, there's so much joy in that moment. You want to be able to experience it. And I think the context of every series changes in terms of like what it's going to take to actually win. And I think for us to win this championship, get 3 more wins, and hold that Larry O'Brien trophy, like I'm going to have to keep playing the way that I am and hold myself to that standard. Like you said, that smaller trophy isn't the motivation at all, but you know what comes with winning the big one and what it takes to do that. So I'm focused on that. The fact that I have another opportunity and we have another opportunity to be here on this stage after the conversations over the last 2 to 3 years, that says a lot in and of itself anyway, so I'm excited about it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.